What's going on, guys? My name is Fat Bento, and today we're going to be talking about one of my most requested topics, gems. We're going to talk about how you can get gems, all the different types of gems, and how you can upgrade them pretty quickly. Let's jump right into it. So if you don't know what gems are, basically they are items that slot into your weapon and they give you free stat boosts. There are three main types of gems in Blatant Soul. Basically there's the Obsidian, the Garnet, and everything else. And we're going to talk about them in that order. So starting with the Obsidian, it is a gem that gives you Mystic, and Mystic, if you don't know, is a flat multiplier to your damage. So it's a really good gem that you pretty much always want to put in your weapon. There are a few ways to get the Obsidian. If you go into the Dragon Express and go into the Solar Energy tab, you scroll down, you can get a pentagonal Obsidian for 10 solar energy. The Obsidian is also available here in Anjara Monastery from Sun Young. You can see that she has it available for Spectral and Mentor emblems. That same Gilded Triangular Obsidian also has a chance to drop from hard mode of Spectral Shrine itself. But if you're watching this guide, you most likely won't be able to do hard mode Spectral Shrine, so we'll go about obtaining a Gilded Triangular Obsidian the slower way with solar energy. If you go into the Transmute tab, there is a tab down here for Obsidian, and we can see what it's going to cost to upgrade. Like every other gem, you're going to need 3 copies of the same amount of size of a gem in order to upgrade it to the next level. So for example, to get a hexagonal obsidian, you're going to need 3 pentagonal obsidians plus 10 solar energy and some soulstone crystals. And then to get to the next stage, heptagonal, you're going to need 3 hexagonals and blackstones and soulstone crystals again. So I put together this little sheet that calculates out how many pentagonals you will need, as well as how much solar energy and days that will take. So to get to something like Gilded Triangular, it'll take you about 216 days if you spend all of your solar energy on these upgrades, which is a lot of days, but don't be overwhelmed because there are events that usually give like an octagonal tier of the obsidian. So don't worry about it, there are events that speeds this up. Just know that when these events are live, the obsidian or any gem really is a great purchase with event currency. So moving on to the Garnet, it is also here in Anjara Monastery from the same merchant for the same price as the obsidian, but I would not advise getting the Garnet this way because our good friend Dragon Trader Junsore has it available for 90 Koldrak scales, which is not bad at all. That's about a month of running Koldrak every day, which this is honestly insane. This is a very easy way to obtain a Gilded Triangular, so I recommend you pick this up as soon as you can. And if you come into the Transmute menu, the Garnet is upgraded in the exact same way as the Obsidian, except instead of using the dungeon materials, which are the scales, it uses raid materials. In addition to that, Koldrak's lair itself has a chance to drop a hexagonal Garnet, so you can maybe get 1 or 2 that way. Hey guys, post-production Bento here. I forgot to mention something pretty important about the Obsidian and the Garnet, and that is that they are both account bound. So that means you can use solar energy on multiple characters to purchase Obsidians, and if you do Koldrak's Lair on 3 characters every day for a month, you'll be able to get a square Garnet by the end. However, if you haven't been playing the game for that long, you should only have 2 character slots, but either way, it cuts the time to get these upgrades down in half. But that's all from me for right now, back to the video. Alright, so we're on to the everything else category of gems, and this is where I need to talk about Hong Moon versus non-Hong Moon gems. Non-Hong Moon gems are the ones that you get by just doing the end of the story that you get from that chest box, and they are not upgradable at all. But Hong Moon versions are the account bound versions, and these are the ones that you can upgrade. So the easiest way to get these Hong Moon gems is actually also in the Dragon Express for 8 solar energy, and you'll get them at hexagonal. But as we saw in our spreadsheet earlier, it's going to take you so much time to get them to the same level as the gilded squares that you get from completing the story. So right now, I'm going to tell you don't get Hong Moon versions just yet. That's because in Korea, they just added in November a new dungeon called Supply Chain of Chaos, and it has a chance to drop a gem chest from Paharan. This is a screenshot from a video by Voltari. Go check them out. The video will be in the description, and they go into a lot more depth of what we're getting from Korea. From this screenshot, we can tell that this chest has the chance to drop another selection chest, as well as gilded pentagonals and gilded hexagonal gems, as well as dyad gem powders. In the video, it looks like they got the selection chest, and from it, they got the gilded square amber. And as you can see by this symbol here, it means that it is the account bound version, the Hong Moon version of this gem. And that is why I'm telling you not to go about getting your Hong Moon gems like this, because in the same amount of time that it will take for this update to hit our servers in NA and EU, you won't even be able to get to Gilded Triangular. So what should you do in the meantime to get this Gilded Square or similar tier of gem? I'm here in the Primeweald, and this is an AFK zone that lets your character fight and earn you some rewards as you are not playing the game yourself. And the merchants here actually sell that same Gilded Square gem chest that you got from the story. It's going to cost you 250 Thornwind, Howling, and Greenbite emblems, and you get those by farming in the specific areas in the Primeweald. This upgrade is actually pretty easy to obtain in my opinion, because when I did it, I tested this area for about an hour and I got 66 Thornwind emblems. So if I kept up that same RNG, it will only take me about 4 hours to get all 250 emblems for the Thornwind area. So if you extrapolate that, it'll take you about 12 hours to get a Gilded Square gem. And that is 12 hours of not even really playing the game, just in this AFK zone. It is worth noting that this chest is RNG, so you can end up getting the same gem multiple times. But for 150 of each emblem and that gem, you can re-roll the gems that you get multiple of. In addition to that, this chest does not have the diamond available in it, which is probably one of the best gems in the game. But in my opinion, it is still worth it for your character to AFK for around 72 hours to get a full set of 6 Gilded Square gems. So you might be asking which gems you should be going for, but honestly, at this point, you should just be getting the gems that are from this Gilded Square chest, because they are better than anything you can obtain in a reasonable amount of time for your efforts. So if you are too low gear to be doing the Primeweald based on the Control J menu, you can actually come here to Moon Refuge, and there are Gilded Triangulars available one step down for 400 Moonlight Buds, which you should pick up pretty easily just by doing your Moon Refuge quest for the Marshall tokens. So TLDR, basically what you're going to want to do is get an Obsidian, a Garnet, and those 6 Gilded Square or Gilded Triangular gems as quickly as possible. And don't worry about doing the Hong Moon versions of these gems for now, because they are not worth it for the amount of time that it would take for you to get them. At least not at the same level as the other gems that you already get from the story. Hey guys, Post-Production Bento here again. I realized that I didn't even talk about what each gem does. So in order to future-proof this video, I'm going to talk about which gems you should pick up when you are able to get the Hong Moon versions rather easily. So in my opinion, the Garnet and the Obsidian are 2 of the best gems in the game, and you should slot them immediately. That's why I talked about them specifically in this video. But we still have 6 slots that we can fill, so what should we put in them? The Diamond is always a good gem to slot because it gives you the highest raw AP out of any gem in the game. The Amethyst is always a great gem as well because it gives you 2 very important stats, accuracy and life drain on a critical hit. The Ruby works really well with the Amethyst because it gives you a guaranteed 3 critical hits and 200 additional damage when you get a hit. The Citron is also really good because it also gives you critical and life drain, but specifically when an opponent is CC'd. The Aquamarine is always a great gem as well because it gives you critical damage and life drain on a critical hit, plus 10% focus recovery. Personally, that fills out 7 gem slots, and you can just put in whatever you have left for the 8th. But in general, at least for now, just fill all your gem slots that you have available with the gems that you have. If you somehow don't have all 8 gem slots, I've talked about getting them in a previous video, the Mushin's Tower Guide, so if you need help with that, go check that out. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you enjoy my content or other Blade & Soul content, please consider subscribing because it would really make my day. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But that's gonna be it for me. I've been Fat Bento and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.